Impact segment tonight. Both Time and Newsweek have covered stories about the Dick Cheney hunting accident. Nothing much new. Time magazine poll says 52% of Americans feel Cheney handled the situation appropriately. 42% say he did not. But overall, Dick Cheney's approval rating is just 29%. Not good. Now, there are all kinds of irresponsible statements being made about the vice president, one of which occurred this weekend on the Fox News program, Newswatch.
This could be a conspiracy, and in this very sense, look at what this did. This got Abu Ghraib off the front pages. It got Chernoff off the front pages. While we're here talking about the idiocy of him shooting his friend, we're not talking about the major problems that this administration is having. That's clever PR. That's not bad PR.
Now, Gabler was referring to a conspiracy theory on one of those nutty far-left blogs. Joining us now from the Factors New York studio, Eric Burns, host of the Newswatch program. Hey, Eric, you got to come down on this Gabler guy. I mean, he's just out of control. I'll tell you why. Your program is a watchdog program of the media. And here you have Gabler picking up a far-left blog, an idiot conspiracy theory, spitting it out there. And you guys sit there, not just you, but everybody else, like Humpty Dumpty. What's going on?
Now, Bill, if you would have continued to play the clip, you would have seen what the problem was. The problem was we were up against a commercial break. Jim Pinkerton jumped in at that moment to take issue with him, and Neil went back and forth with him very briefly. We were running over time, and I had to jump in.
But didn't you think when you came back, I know, listen, I'm up against the breaks all the time, and it's electronic breaks so people know we have to hit them, or we go off the air. But look, you should have come back and said to Gabler, look, you have... This is a watchdog program. I like your program, Eric. I think you do a nice job, all right? But you got a guy like Gabler, and this is the second time this guy did this. First time he smeared me about the Christmas controversy. We called him up. He's too cowardly to come on. You let him slide with that. And now you get him coming in here with this insane conspiracy thing. And I'm watching Fox News because I think Fox News is tough on these things. It's not a left-wing blog, all right? And you let this guy get away with it, and you shouldn't have.
You're telling me that I let him get away with it, Bill. He's not my responsibility.
You're the host.
No, but look, what's different between my show and your show is I've got 4 people on my program, and I will tell you that in both cases, both of the cases you refer to, at least 2 of the others, and maybe 3, were ready to jump in. As a matter of fact, on the comment he made about you being, what do you say, a demagogue or demigod?
Yeah, the usual personal attacks that this guy trafficked in all the time.
I forget who it was, but somebody jumped in there. There was no way to jump in this case, and in fact, because we have a produced open for the second segment,
but don't you understand?
Come back to the topic.
Don't you understand? I would have edited it, tell you the truth. I would have edited that out, because look, here's the danger. Here's the danger. This guy Gabler, who you shouldn't have on your program, by the way, I don't run Fox News, but I'd fire him in a heartbeat, and I'd bring in a responsible person. He traffics in personal attacks, this guy. He brings in insane stuff. You know, your show is supposed to be the watchdog of the media, and then you have a rabid dog in there, and it's just not playing.
Look, Bill, if the purpose of my being here is for you to tell me that I should host the show differently, that's something we can discuss at some other point. But my inability, not my unwillingness to discuss this with him, because let me tell you that I disagree with that comment.
All right, but do you think it's fair to Cheney? Do you think it's fair to Cheney or anybody to have a guy like Gabler say it's a conspiracy theory, all right, with no evidence at all on the Fox News channel?
Well, but look at how you've reacted. Look at how several sites have reacted without my having to come in and point out that I thought this was an error. Again, without my having the ability, because of time,
but I don't want to give you a hard time,
Eric. A lot of people jumped on it, Bill. A lot. Yes, you do, and that's why I'm here.
No, I don't. I don't want to give you a hard time. I think you do a good job, but I think you let this guy slide, and I don't think he should be on the show. I think he forfeits his, and I'm going to say this about George Clooney coming up in a segment a couple down the road here. Once you get into the lunatic fringe and the personal attacks, Eric, once you do that, reasonable people aren't going to, what's the point? I don't know the point of this guy.
The point of this statement, Bill, I cannot defend. I think to imply that the reason, and this is what Neil meant to say, the reason there was something like an 18-hour gap was that people were cogitating and thinking, well, this is a way to annoy the press. If the press gets annoyed, they will cover their annoyance. I think that is giving much too much credit or blame, however you want to look at it, to Cheney. It simply wasn't the kind of thing I could do on that show because we were up against time. And Bill, listen, you think it was an irresponsible statement? A lot of people, including you right now, have had the chance to point that out.
Well, that's good, but, you know, I'm looking out for you, Eric. I want your show to be the best it can be, just like the Army. All right?
Bill,
thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
I'm glad you feel that way.
All right.